Okay, hello, welcome to the MEyou Music Podcast. This week we are being joined by Abdulaziz Shabakouh, and we're going to be discussing parts of his new symphony release. He's released his second symphony being played, and what is that? It's being played by the Kadinsky Symphony Orchestra in Armenia at the Aram. How do you say that? Aram Khachaturian concert hall.
Khachaturian concert hall.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, man. Congratulations, first of all. It is something
Thank
that
you
you're not
so
gonna see
much.
yeah, man. It's not like everyday people releasing symphonies. It's a huge work to actually create. So it's something. It's pretty stunning. It's I remember when I first listened to your first symphony quite a long time ago, and I thought it was amazing. So actually coming out with a second symphony now, and it is, yeah, it is. It's an epic piece. You know, it's something that you could see in a kind of like it's got that Arabic feel in these Arabic scales you've been using, but it definitely feels like it would be fitting in a scene for a movie of some sort. How's it? How?
Thank you.
Yeah. What?
I'd like to say something about the scales and the Arabic modes you mentioned.
Yeah.
Look, I tried to give you an impression about some certain modes, not keys, okay? But I didn't use any actual Arabic mode in this symphony. In both symphonies, actually, the first or the second one, I just used some intervals that we always use to give you that certain impression that it's Arabic. But when you look at the score or try to analyze the music, there is no certain mode at all.
Yeah, that's the best way I find to. I find those are the best stories and journeys to go on musically to listen to personally.
Thanks.
Yeah. So what is the kind of idea that you go in with when creating your music? You just said that it's not based off modal, like you're not building your music from modes. Where are you creating the melodies from?
Inside. It comes from the heart. I think, do you remember when we discussed this maybe 2 years ago? We discussed something similar about this idea. And it was about my dreams, nightmares, and then night terrors. So one day I woke up with having that horrible nightmare. I always see that nightmare since childhood. Wow. And I wanted to sell my emotions, and it was not good, not okay. So I just sat down, opened my piano, and started to play something. And then I had this idea, and I said, this material cannot be played by anything except for an orchestra. I wrote everything on paper and pen. And then after a while, just copied everything on my computer and started working on it as music materials. And then step by step, it grew up and became my symphony.
Incredible story. I love to hear that. It's I mean, obviously, it's not nice that you've had to deal with.
Sorry.
What's up, Jack?
Sorry, I was gonna mention about the dreams that you've been having. You've put that in the description of the symphony.
Yes.
I was just gonna, do you want to like elaborate, like talk about them as well? Because I'm assuming that's the big part of what your influence as to why you want to create the second symphony are. It says the first movement comes later, discussing the dreams, nightmares, and night terrors that these dreams are. The first one is falling from a very high place in the middle of the sky until you reach ground and before you hit the ground and then wake up. You've got crawling a dark, muddy, long tunnel under the ground, being followed by unknown fear. The further I try to escape, I feel suffocated and weak. I keep crawling into the darkness, takes over to pitch black. And then I'm just going to read another one as well. Being followed by huge giant sphere that has a pointed sharp object. So you've listed out these like night terrors you've been having for a period.
By the way, this one, the pointed sphere is the first one I can remember before even my preschool.
Mm-hmm.
This is the oldest one. Yeah.
How old is that? When you were 1 or 2 or?
I don't know, but something's. By the way, I am still having these dreams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a recurring thing then for you. You can't escape it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know why. I had a beautiful childhood, but I had these dreams.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a bit of both, right? You know, you can't escape your subconscious sometimes. You know, it's always there. It's like
yes.
Well, I think it's
so.
Yeah. Sorry, go on, Tom.
I was just going to ask. You know, with these recurring, is it all of the dreams that you've put in the symphony and all the nightmares? Are they all recurring? Is it just one that's recurring? Is it, you know, how does this feel for you? How does this work for you? Does it give you catharsis to make these symphonies around it?
I don't know how to answer that exactly, but yes, they keep happening to me over and over.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to put them out there so people can see how sometimes I don't have a good night's sleep.
Yeah. And in a way that is probably quite beautiful to some people that don't really understand the beauty of a nightmare sometimes.
Yes, and sometimes it can be not so beautiful. And I wanted to translate this in the music. For example, when you listen to the second movement, which was the first movement that comes later.
Yeah.
Okay. I started it with the hits. Okay, and then after these hits, we start with this dreamy figure that comes in the music, and I think for a certain point, I was telling people, like, look, now you're going to listen to a beautiful dream.
Yeah.
And then suddenly everything shifts, you know, when we get the dreams, not just the beautiful outside of the name of a dream. Because after a few seconds, maybe, in a dream, this just turns to be a night terror, not just a nightmare. So, yeah. This is what I wanted to portray in the music, that when we say a dream, sometimes it's not. And I don't think these are dreams. I think because of how many times I've seen these dreams, I stopped dreaming of them and I started seeing the dreams. It's like watching a movie and over and you know what's going to happen. But what's different, every time I have like the first time watching a certain movie and it has an impact on you, the same first impression impact of that movie or scene or whatever, it hits me each time.
So
like it's the first time I
must ask, do you find you recognize that these are dreams every time that you're in there? So you know it's a dream every time?
No, just when I wake up.
Okay, that's really interesting, because you have this recurring is the same thing over and over. And the fact that you don't know that it's a dream is what really interests me, until you wake up, obviously. And then knowing the difference between reality and dreams is a difficult place to really get a hold of, I think. To know your mind inside and out, to know the subconscious and the conscious, and be able to.
Look, if Jack, can you read the last one in the description
Reality.
of YouTube?
Reality. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
wrote reality, by the way. I wrote reality because sometimes what is real and what is not real is unidentified to me in certain points.
Yeah,
Because I can't see that. It just it was a dream after I wake up.
Yeah.
But this impact of the dreams sometimes stays with me for a week or 10 days.
so
After
can I ask? Oh, can I ask? Sorry, one minute, Jack. Just we'll ask a question from me. Aziz, do you know anything about DMT?
no.
Okay.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
DMT is to do with your it's a drug within the brain. It's your dream chemical. Okay, and it gets released when you dream. Okay, but it also gets released when you die. Okay, a big lot of it will get released when you die. Okay, and that's where people see, their life flash before their eyes, or the big bright white light, or all of these things is to do with this chemical release.
I've heard about the DMT now. I remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
We might have spoken about it maybe at one point even. I'm not sure, but we may have.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a big understanding point. I think that, and a lot of mindfulness and working on yourself will help you, lucidly understand which is which.
Does the DMTs stays with you even when you wake up, for example?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And it hits you and haunts you for a while.
It can haunt you and it can help you. It's how you take it.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got this question. First of all, number 5 on your dream is Stravinsky. I just wanted to know what happened in the dream with Stravinsky. What was going on in this dream, bro?
Stravinsky. Look, in certain points, no, Stravinsky is not there. It's not in my dreams.
Yeah.
So the first time I heard Stravinsky, I was 18 years old.
Okay.
And when I listened to, I think, Rite of Spring. Yeah, it was the Rite of Spring ballet. I just listened to the music. I didn't see anything. I didn't understand anything in the music, except it was so beautiful. And I kept asking myself, how can anyone can call themselves composers after this masterpiece?
Oh, wow.
Even I didn't understand anything in the music, I just loved it.
That's
awesome, man.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and these syncopated rhythmic patterns that kept coming out of nowhere in the entire ballet music, and how he used for 40 minutes only 3 musical ideas, and how he kept just keeping growing them all on and on and on and on for 40 minutes. And in certain points, when you listen to the first idea that presented and you listen to the last version of it, they are not the same idea. But when you keep going with the music until the end, yes, it's one big unit.
So you say these 3 ideas are basically just one big idea in a way.
Yeah. I don't know how he did that. And when I started to analyze the music back then, I couldn't understand anything.
Yeah. Well, that's that made you look deeper, right, and to find ways that you could express yourself, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I love Stravinsky, and I think mostly everybody loves Stravinsky.
Yeah,
Everybody loves Stravinsky.
Mostly.
All right.
Even-
How's about this? I'm going to play the introduction to your second symphony. I'll just let it run for a little bit. The song actually starts in 40 seconds in. And then about 1 minute 50, you see that the main theme is introduced and it starts to come through. So I'll play a little bit through that, probably about a minute and a half, and then we can just like pause it there and just stop. Here we go.
When you get
Okay, that was just beautiful, but I'm gonna stop it there for a moment.
Thank you.
And we can actually discuss parts of that.
Uh,
Coming in
I'd
from
like to
that
say
intro. Oh, go on, go for it.
Yeah. By the way, in this symphony, I didn't want to start with the first movement, so I started with the second movement, which you played at the first, in that order. I wanted this symphony to start with the second movement, and then the first movement. And this one, I think as I wrote, I wrote something in the description. Can you read it, please, Mr. Jack?
Yeah, which part are we going? The symphony starts with the second movement. This dream is about the impressionistic movement that non-Arab composers portray in their Western European classical music. Composers such as Debussy, Rimsky-Korsakov, Sibelius, and many more, which make a dream by itself that Arabic music is very harmonically rich and has colorful orchestration. Unfortunately, this is not the case. Mostly it's monophonic music. And then it comes in to say the first movement comes later, discussing the dreams, nightmares, and night terrors. And then it goes on to list the dreams. So what's this where you've made this like claim? Mostly it's monophonic music. Is that true?
Yeah. Look, if you would like to, sorry. Yeah, it is. Like we have a simple harmonic language, but it's not used and it's neglected. The Arab composers always concentrate entirely on a beautiful melody. And then there is a percussion, one instrument maybe. Do you know the tabla?
Oh yeah, the tabla. Yeah.
Yeah. And they have it, or they have a small frame drum and they use it, and that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you've got these
but we're talking about
highlighted
music was 100 years ago.
Sorry,
Yeah.
repeat that. I didn't get that.
This was the music 100 years ago. I don't know about
Yeah.
all the. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's quite different, you know. Your first symphony really hit me, and when I first heard it, I was like, oh, it's similar to the style of John Williams, but like with Arabic influence. And this one's very different to the first one. This one's moody, you know. This one's really moody, if you get what I mean by that. It's got a lot of tension around it, throughout pretty much the whole song, to be fair. Like it does change, and later on you're gonna hear more like it goes kind of atonal with the melodies for a while. It gets kind of chaotic, and then it calms down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got that intro straight away with this. It's kind of like that Hans Zimmer style with the horns, just bum bum bum, just as the intro, you know. Just whoa, okay, wake up. I'm awake now, and I'm ready for whatever I'm about to experience. And then after a little bit of just
Yeah.
kind of like moving around, just a bit of an adventure, then you end up with, like I said, the introduction of the main theme, which you start to repeat and you know, build different layers upon, and have it going after different intervals, making like different expressions with each kind of time you replay it. Yeah. So what made you like create this? What was your idea behind it when you came up with this particular like start, the second movement at the first?
Because when I listened to the first movement, not this one, the original first movement first, and then I listened to the second movement later, I thought, no, this is not correct order, because the first one had bigger impact on me as a composer and as a listener, and then the second one it will just destroy the symphony. So what should I do? And if I didn't use it now, I will never use it again. This the second movement. So I said, okay, why not? I just put it in the beginning, and I was having the second movement, and then it there. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yes.
It's I gotta say, it's very well performed as well. They did a very good job. Everything just sounds absolutely stunning here. Do you? I can only find it on YouTube at the moment. Do you have the actual audio file like available on other platforms?
No, I only have it on YouTube.
Okay. Are you gonna just keep it only YouTube for now as your way of like streaming it, or do you plan in the future to use other other software?
Different platforms, do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe yes. If you can do it for me, I'll be thankful.
Maybe at some point I could help you try and look at that. Yeah, try and figure that out. It would be cool to just get the audio off like a different, like if I wanted to use it on Spotify, if I wanted to, you know, get it on Bandcamp, whatever. It'd be cool to have the access to just be able to get the video. Sorry, the audio without the video as well. Because you know, then I can just like listen on my phone without having to have YouTube up.
Yeah,
that
would be easier. And
it would.
More practical. Yes.
Yeah, so it'd be pretty cool to
And about the performance of the symphony, Maestro Cavazzulli did a fantastic job. I think, as I remember, he told me he did 15 rehearsals. 10 of them were only for the string section. Yeah, they struggled with some sections, and no matter what he does, I tell him, no, this is not what I want. Make it slower. when he does that slow a bit, and no, not the tempo, please. I want it fast. He does it faster a little bit. No, not this tempo. Please do it like that. And
Yeah.
my problem was just with the tempo, because I think it's the soul of the music. If a certain sections, if they were played slower, to lose its idea.
Yeah.
The soul of the music will be gone, vanished. Correct? And if
Yes,
it's slower or faster, it sometimes it destroys the music. So this was my only concern about him doing this for 15 rehearsals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually brings me up, because
But
right
he-
now are you still teaching music?
Yes.
Yes.
I
So
started
yeah, you like, it's incredible, for you're 26 years old, you're teaching at the university over there in Kuwait. And you're
Yeah.
teaching, what about music are you actually teaching?
About the music. I teach them to write whatever they want, but it should be with me.
Oh,
Um,
oh, your
how
mic
can I
cut
say
out
that?
there. But what
Sorry.
yeah, sorry, could you repeat that, what you were teaching at the university?
I let them just compose whatever they want. I teach composition, orchestration, practical and theoretical harmony. These are my main subjects.
Nice,
Fantastic.
nice.
But
Such an
mostly
achievement.
I teach composition. Mostly, sorry.
Such an achievement for your age.
Thank you so much. But when it comes for my students, I just always support them, no matter
Yeah.
what they're doing. Always support them and try to bring out the best of them.
That's fantastic. That's exactly
Yeah.
what you're doing. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. We commend all that. And you're an inspiration.
Look, we all have different tastes, correct? And if
Yeah.
I force someone to do something that I like, or guide them the way I want, how the music goes,
Yeah.
I will not be teaching composition. I will create another version of me.
Yes.
And I don't want, it's always about what you want and how to make your music better. And we discuss it. It's just about showing the ideas, and sometimes we repeat these ideas so they can stay in my students' head forever. And this is how I teach composition. Sometimes I force them to do certain things for the sake of studying.
Yes. Of course,
But
that's
that's it.
how we were taught as well. Yeah, that's how we were taught too.
Yeah, but if they want to do something that's totally different than what I like, I'm always happy to it.
Yeah, of course.
That's cool. If you're
Okay.
cool with it, I'm gonna push ahead a little bit and just play the introduction to your second movement here. It's such a change from the first one. But yeah, let me play it now and we can discuss it after. right. I'm gonna stop that there for a minute. Sorry, I got a little thing pop up on my screen and got a bit distracted. It's got this intro kind of similar to like the same as the first movement, right? With the loud horns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that kind of like that's the sound which is putting you in the dream? Or is that the sound of waking up? What is that the sound that you're using for?
Maybe this is the sound of reality.
Okay. And that's trying to like hit you as you're going through this like this discovery in your dreams, right?
Yeah, because the same hits that comes even comes once again in the middle of the second symphony, correct?
Yeah.
In the second movement, this movement, I mean, okay, and I don't want to say it's reality or which dream it is because it's better to keep it for your own imagination. I don't want you to guide you to what I imagine in the music. It's better. So yeah, but it might be reality. Who knows? Correct?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Yeah. So it goes on to there, but it's kind of like it's a very different vibe from the first movement, where the first movement, like the second movement has this weird exploration feel to it. Like I'm on a journey and I'm out, I know, running through fields. It's got this kind of old feeling, kind of like Lord of the Rings in a way, if you understand that.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is beautiful. I love the music.
It is stunning.
It has certain how can I say that? Certain sections that are not connected and yet connected with the same with big idea. And each dream should have its own color, its tone, its flavor, its orchestration, its own entire building unit, you know? And like that.
Yeah, so like if you were to listen to the whole thing throughout rather than just in little chunks like we're doing now, you would hear this flow of kind of state. You know, it's a state that you're writing with as you're writing the music, and you could feel how it's all tied together, but how it's also got so many different variations happening.
Yes.
How long did it take you to write the symphony?
16 days.
Wow. I would have thought it would take longer than that.
Days.
Is that 16 whole days just dedicated to writing?
Okay. No one should do what I do because it's unhealthy. I used to wake up maybe 6 in the morning and I keep on composing until maybe 10 at night. I don't do anything, just wake up, take a shower, and then keep on composing. Sometimes I forget to eat. I can't leave what I do. It's not healthy. No one should do that. And this is why I don't compose a lot, because whenever I compose, I do this. It's my routine, and
so it's
the
like
process
an
of creating something that is. Yes, it's not healthy, and by the way, it drains the power. I feel powerless after 16 days of composing this. I can't even write one single note, maybe for 2 or 3 months. So it's not healthy. No one should do that.
Okay,
Yes.
That's very different. Like when I like start something, I'm quite similar where I want to finish it. I don't want to stop till it's finished. If I'm writing a song, I really don't want to go to the bathroom. You know, I don't want to eat. I just want to keep working on it. But definitely not to that point. Especially like, how do you feel listening back to it now? Like, do you listen to it with enjoyment, or do you listen to it like, oh God, I've heard it so many times?
I don't want to answer this question. So I feel happy, and when I listen to what people tell me about this symphony, especially, I feel so grateful, and I can't express it. It's beautiful, and when I listen to it, sometimes I get shocked by myself. How did I write this?
Yeah.
It's not.
Hey,
It's
I'm.
not. It's big for me. It's
It's
for
a
me
big project,
because
man. Not
maybe I
many
was so
people
honest.
write symphonies, especially the way that you've written it. You've written the whole thing out on Sibelius as
Thank
well,
you.
which just takes it to another level
Yeah,
of
it
how
helps. It
much
helps.
work is
By
actually
the way,
involved.
technology helps. Maybe what I've written in 16 days without the technology would have taken maybe 2 or 3 months, correct?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
But
And it's nice to have that verification where you can
sometimes
hear what you're writing. You get the playback as opposed to just a sheet of paper and having to interpret it.
immediately with just one
Yeah,
click.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're running out of time a little bit, so we gotta be kind of quick here. So I just want to say, we'll tag the link to the actual video so that anyone listening can go directly there, listen to it through. It's got some more movements to come, so it would have been cool to. Tom, your microphone is turned off, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry. Norma just wanted to add a little piece there. Sorry. Just are you asking us something or? Sorry, one moment. Norma's just coming in for a little quick bit. Do you want the?
Hi, Aziz. Hi, nice to hear you.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I'm not on video. It's early here.
Not either.
Okay. I just wanted to say that there were a few things that I noted about the piece. I haven't actually been able to hear the whole piece yet, but there were a few components that came to mind, and it was as though, I don't know whether they were you were influenced by them, but I heard things. Bear with me a second, because I've actually written some stuff down here. I heard things like Grieg's Peer Gynt Morning Mood, in elements of that through the what is actually on there as the second movement. And also, when that piece developed, it reminded me of Prokofiev's Peter and the Wolf, and how all the characters in that were instruments and how they all blended. And your commentary about your dream, they're all individual, as the characters Peter and the Wolf are individual, and yet they all, if you like, play together as well. It was really evocative for me, because I'm a lot older, but I was raised with classical music, thanks to my father. And I don't remember it all anymore, but hearing your piece reminded me of Prokofiev, it reminded me of Grieg, it reminded me of, who was the composer? Korsakov's Scheherazade. There was a little piece in the very early part that I thought that reminds me of Scheherazade. Just a few notes, and it was just...
Okay. Thank you, Norma.
Really,
but we're about to run out. I think we're about to be disconnected. So I'll just... Okay, yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, we've lost Tom and Norma on the show now. It's just me and Aziz here. So yeah, Aziz, do you want to spend the opportunity to answer what Norma's just asked us and just said about the influences that she was hearing in the first movement?
The first and second movement, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I look, when she mentioned Greg, I now I can understand what she's mentioning, what she's thinking about it, but it was not about that certain section. Not Greg. It's by a composer. Her name is Sofia Gubaidulina, which I knew about by coincidence through YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah,
and so
and from there I got that impression.
Okay.
Yes,
that's cool.
That
Who would you
influence
actually
from
say? So is that your main influence on the style of composers
when
that you
she
create?
had Greg.
Okay, cool. I'll post a little link to their music as
I
well.
know when I listen to her.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'll post a link as well to that artist's music, and then we can actually check that
Yeah,
out as well. See where you're getting your inspiration from.
yeah. And
Mm,
the other one is not by Prokofiev. It's always Stravinsky and my professor, Dr.
mm,
Abdullah al-Masri.
okay.
These
And
Stravinsky and Dr. Abdullah have the biggest influence on me as a musician.
oh wow. Okay. I will
Yeah,
have to make sure I listen through more of their works. Thank you for
yeah.
joining us tonight,
You will
Abdullah.
love Abdullah al-Masri. He's fantastic.
All right. Well, you can send me a link of that, and I can take a listen through, and I can also add that to the podcast description.
Yeah.
One last question
Okay.
for you, man. Do we have some? Are you currently working on a next project? Are you already prepared for this third symphony, or are you taking downtime?
Look, I have already a third symphony. It's the classical symphony,
Mhm.
and it's going to be performed next month, I hope.
Oh wow. What?
But no, I am now preparing myself to write a piano concerto.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Okay.
and strangely, I have a title now for this. So not the cello, the piano concerto will have a title. It's strange, but I want to call it the piano concerto.
Okay. Just nice, straight to
Yeah,
the point. Makes it
because
easy for everyone to find what it
yeah, the
actually is. Huh?
piano. Yeah, because I don't know how it's going to sound. I just have this idea inside my head for next year. I
Mm.
should compose a piano concerto, and I'm uh, trying to find where I'm going with the piano concerto, especially when it comes for piano. I think everything was or has already been have already been done, correct? And what I'm going to do for the piano concerto, but I want it to be the piano concerto.
Mm.
And
There's
I
always
don't know, but
there's
this
this
is the idea, and I hope by next year I can do it.
yeah,
Hmm?
I mean in a way you're right where everything's already been created, and when I mean there's still a value to it. It's there's a uniqueness there whatever you create. You can tell, when you're, let's say, a fan of a particular artist and you hear something new from them, you can tell it's them. They have a distinctiveness. And, everyone has a distinctiveness way to their writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, uh, 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 it's always new things can come, but always people tell you you sound like this or you sound like that, or even if it's for some people we don't even know about their names, correct? We don't know about their existence, but somebody knows, for example, knows you, and they will tell me you sound like Jack, even though, for example, if I don't know you. So people connect things,
Mm.
and I want to be a little different. So because I have a different musical background, and when I mix it with classical music, it will sound a little bit different. And I hope I can do something good for the piano concerto.
Nice. Nice. All right. Well, thanks for
Yeah,
joining us tonight, Abdul. And I'll look forward to seeing when your piano concerto comes out. I'm always kind of like looking forward to whenever you create something new. This is, if I'm right, the second time that this is actually being created, the second symphony. I think you released it a while ago and then you decided to change it, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So even back when
yes.
I first heard the original version, even that was it was an incredible experience. This is very different to how you originally had it. You completely changed it. You got quite a nice selection of music growing now, and some beautiful, beautiful symphonies played by many different orchestras around. around Europe, South America, and
Yeah,
in the Middle
thank you.
East.
I'm lucky.
Yeah, it's an incredible accomplishment, man. So thanks for joining us tonight, and I'm sure we'll keep in touch and keep updated
much.
about your music works, man.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right, man. You have a good night, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
All right. Ciao.